Welcome to Nacho Fitness Coach,
the podcast where fitness is more about fun than form.
I'm Sara, the fitness expert who lifts heavy and loves a good challenge.
And I'm Caleigh, a newbie who runs more for survival than sport.
We're here to remind you that fitness doesn't have to be serious,
but we definitely take the snacks seriously.
So if you're looking for some laughs and a few questionable fitness tips,
you've come to the right place. Welcome to season 5.
So Caleigh, what do you like to listen to when you work out?
I don't know. Sometimes a podcast and sometimes music.
Hey, wait. This is a podcast. What if you could have both?
At the same time?
Oh, yeah. Podbeat is a free mobile app that lets you add any beat style to any podcast for your workout. It's easy to do and free to download in the App Store. Caleigh, you sound pretty cool with the trap beat, but Sara, the funk beat works for your voice.
So if you want to make our podcast work for a workout, check it out in the App Store.
They even have Podbeat for Android users in the Google Play Store. Okay, on to the show. Welcome back to Nacho Fitness Coach, the podcast where we talk about how Sara doesn't have a cardio routine and I don't have a mom. I'm Caleigh, and next to me is my co-host Sara, who ran a marathon once. She asked me to say that for some reason.
Is that it? That's it. That's all you... So we're trying this new thing in season 5 where Caleigh wrote these like add-on intros, but I've never seen them or read them, so I don't know if they're actually done. So that's it. So Caleigh, are we done?
We're done. We're finished.
Okay. So we specifically had a listener that shared a question with us through Instagram in the DMs.
Do you remember when he sent it and I saw it and it was very like you centric, like it was specifically about
a question for me
becoming a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I saw it and I was like, well, this feels like something Sara should answer. And so I sent it to Sara and she was like, go ahead.
So are you going to answer that?
I'm like, Miss Ma'am, I don't.
No.
It's not my wheelhouse.
I'm like, but you are a social media manager. You do most of the replies.
That's where like that line kind of got blurred and I was like, I don't really know what to do.
There has been times where I have started to like type out on the keyboard like what my response is, and you've told me no, please don't.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
So we had a question from Armand, which thank you for listening, Armand. And you specifically had a question that you wanted to know if there's any tips on someone wanting to start in the fitness industry, specifically around being a group trainer. And so we love getting questions.
We do, because we don't get a lot of them.
Yeah, so we'll take it for sure. But it ended up being a really great topic. So if you have questions that you'd like for us to talk about on an episode, please do share them with us, because those are great topics of conversation. And we'd love to answer them for you. So this is the one then that Caleigh kicked it over to me.
Yeah, because I just had nothing to
add. I mean, because I'm not
a trainer.
A trainer.
I'm not.
Let's just make sure that we're clear on that.
I've had a lot. I feel like since we've started this podcast, a lot of people are like, I feel like the next obvious step
is to get a certification. I mean, I'm proud of you for at least thinking that, because there's a lot of people that go through their own personal transformations and then will think, oh, I can write meal plans to be a trainer. Like, I don't need any more qualifications.
No, I don't think you should necessarily be doing it for other people, but I think it's perfectly fine to say, like, I've gone through my own transformation and that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And not have that expectation of like, now you owe the masses your knowledge.
No, but you've had people ask you questions.
I have had people ask me questions, and I give people basically the basics of what you have taught me.
Right.
Which is, I think,
what?
Appropriate. Well, I think that's an like appropriate response.
What
of
are
like
the basics?
The basics are like, well, because so a lot of people come to me and it's like, it's just such a, it really does go back to the basic healthy habits. And it's like, they want to, jump into some kind of bigger situation. And I'm like, well, you're sleeping 4 hours a night.
Start there.
Let's fix that. And so I try to stay in my wheelhouse because I feel like I do have a pretty good grasp on those things. But I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert. People are like, oh, you have a fitness podcast. No, I'm just the comedic relief.
You're just the co-host.
I'm just the co-host. You finally said it.
Co-host.
No, and so
You're the main relatable character.
Yeah, no, yeah. I've gone through a fitness journey, but I don't. Not everybody should be out there giving fitness advice.
No, I mean that's a whole nother soapbox.
I was just gonna say, I feel the soapbox coming on.
No, there is definitely a reason why there are certifications available for you to gain the appropriate knowledge that you would need to appropriately give information to people. Just because you read it online doesn't mean it's true. Mm-hmm. Just because you read it online doesn't mean... Shocker.
Wait a second.
Wait, really? Not everything written online is true? I had no idea. Or it's also not advice that you should be passing along if you don't, there's a reason why certifications exist. It's for credentialed scientific-based information to find its way through the people that gain the certification to pass it along. Because guess what? Not everything on Instagram's right.
Oh, okay.
Shocker. Or TikTok.
Wait a second.
Hold up. Wait, that's supposed to be the truth.
Savannah, slow down.
And so it's crazy because it more often than not ends up being something where people go through their journey. They followed a meal plan that somebody else wrote for them and are like, okay, well, here you go.
Yeah.
Can you do, people close to you watch what you're doing and they want in on it a little bit, but it's still reach out to somebody that's a qualified professional. Ask their credentials because it's also not an area where it's very highly regulated or controlled.
Yeah.
Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can open up a gym. It doesn't mean that they have the knowledge.
As a person who doesn't know, how are you supposed to know?
You have to add
so much shit out there.
There is.
There's so many people peddling this, peddling that, selling this, selling you that. How are you supposed to know who is an actual fitness professional?
You have to know to ask for certification. In my opinion,
I don't know.
It's like, just show me your piece of paper. Show me your certification.
They could show me a receipt from. Oh, you know what I mean?
Actually, once you get through a program, they supply you with an actual certificate of completion.
Yeah,
and it says the ones that you have to renew. It will say when your expiration date is, because there's continuing education requirements around certifications.
So you have the certifications for your fitness, you have the certifications for your boob job.
Right, yeah. No, that's how we know.
So that's how we know your fitness certifications are real and your tits are fake.
Right, yes, okay. Exactly. Well, I do have a card that has the serial numbers.
I know, that's what I'm referring to.
Those are not the same. But yes, okay. So your certifications... That is a piece of paper that it will give, and it will tell you, when it expires. So there's ones that have continuing education requirements, which are, in my opinion, best because things change.
Yeah.
New information comes out, research gets done. You have to stay current.
And you are very good about that. You continue your education, you stay current, you're constantly
working on something new.
But
you have to, otherwise you can't renew your certification. And if you don't have a current certification, you can't get liability insurance. If you don't have liability insurance, but you're somebody, say, that's teaching a group class and somebody gets hurt, you're liable if they come after you.
I think, honestly, you might be the only person who cares.
Right, probably. But I also don't want to be taken for everything that I've
absolutely
worked for.
Not.
So it's crazy.
That's fair. That's why I respect you and have this. I'm like, oh shit, she's the real deal, because you're not just starting up a willy-nilly group fitness class at
no,
somewhere.
It just wherever you can find a room. Or, but you can literally even open up a gym, a space, and not have any kind of certification.
I could start my own group fitness.
Yeah.
Alan's here with the tacos.
Not having food's here, people. But it's just there's not a way for you to know.
No, there's not.
So, but let's say you are a gym member of a big box gym.
Yeah.
Say a Lifetime Fitness or a Planet Fitness or, something like that. If you are a part of a corporate organization, before they hire you, obviously they will make sure that they see your certifications, things like that. But little boutique fitness facilities that just pop-up shop and slap a name above the door and like tell you to come in. There is nothing that regulates any kind of confirmation that they are qualified individuals that can coach you correctly on form to keep you safe. And then if you somehow get injured, and sometimes people don't even plan to sue, but maybe maybe they can't cover their medical expenses. And it's going to be the difference between them losing their house or not. Like, they have no choice. It's not that there's, people that definitely don't have, that they have the intention with coming to your class and twisting their ankle and then needing surgery because it ended up being broken or whatever. It happens. And so if it's their lifeline between keeping their house or not, they're going to try to come after you. Yeah. But you cannot have liability insurance that covers your instructions. The insurance companies won't give that to you unless you provide certification. Yeah. Your certifications also require for you to have CPR licenses that stay update every 2 years. So I think it's maybe time for a little quick ad break. If you have something to share with us or even suggest a new topic idea, email us at nachofitnesscoach@gmail.com.
Okay, we're back.
You're having to keep everything updated, but you could just open a business, start taking people's money. You could, and not be qualified. People do it. It's more common than you would think.
Well, with the onlines,
online, in person, all the things.
The World Wide Web, the
www.com, whatever. But definitely, it is really possible. So, to Armand's question, what would I recommend for somebody that wants to get started in specifically group fitness instruction? The first thing you definitely would want to do is see where you want to teach group classes at. If you just want, I have a friend that she started with boot camps in the park. Yeah. And then there's no overhead with rent. Right. It's just kind of friends and family. She got it started, but then got to their networks and they brought people in. Let's just say you want to pop up shop at a park and start doing boot camps. My strong recommendation is to take a certification for a group fitness instructor so that you can get liability insurance. Okay. Because if you're instructing and somebody gets hurt and they have to come after you for some reason, you have to have coverage to make sure that they don't take you for everything that you're worth. And because lawyers will get you. Lawyers will come after you to get the money for their client, for sure.
What ingrained this so deeply in your... I feel like most people don't really care or don't know enough.
I think it's because I'm a business owner. Yeah. And we physically own a gym. Yeah. So we have to have insurance for our actual facility. Right. If say somebody just hauls up and trips because they weren't paying attention and trips
people
over
do the dumbest shit
for sure
in gyms.
But you have to, yes. Someone could possibly get hurt at some point. Yeah. So you have to have liability insurance. But I don't even know that that's required, to be totally honest with you. Oh. Because it's just something we've always done because as a business-minded person, sense. We just know that that's something that you need. What you would absolutely have to have is if you have a mortgage on your building, your mortgage company would require building insurance, property insurance. Right. But there's not necessarily anything that's requiring you to have a liability policy over your facility. And then, I am an independent contractor of our gym to do personal training services. Yeah. So me as my personal training business, then that's where I have liability insurance over the people that I'm instructing. So if somebody gets hurt under my care, then they would not necessarily go after the gym's insurance, liability insurance, because they didn't trip and fall over anything with their head. It's because I didn't know what I was doing and maybe they twisted a knee or something. I don't know. I wasn't keeping people safe. So
I don't know how you sleep at night. This is a lot.
It is a lot. But the first point is to get educated to make sure you're doing everything you possibly can to instruct people. Right. So with group fitness certifications, because that was his specific question, they teach you about how to cue groups of people. How do you make sure everyone stays safe? How do you, manage a room full of people? How are your cues supposed to look like? Yeah. It goes through and you have to understand general, anatomy and physiology and how you're supposed to be moving and movement body patterns and all that fun stuff. But, if you just want to do a boot camp, technically nothing's requiring you to have anything. I would encourage you to make sure you're getting certified so you don't do it correctly. Because if you're not doing it correctly, people are not going to come. Right. So you don't have much of a business anyways. But then you get your liability insurance.
Well, aren't people going to come?
They might not. Depends on where you're at. Right. I don't know. And then if you have a gym that you want to be a group fitness instructor, like let's say Lifetime Fitness, for example.
Yeah.
Every business is going to have different requirements on who they want your certification to be from.
Right.
And there's some big ones in the industry, but sometimes they care and sometimes they don't care.
Right.
So if you know you want to go to a big box gym, then ask them because it would be really not fun if you paid and did the time and energy to get a certification from one organization and they don't accept that then.
Yeah.
Because they only want you to be NASM or ACE, which are pretty two common ones in the industry. If you're going to our gym, for example, and we are privately owned, we're not a franchise. We just, have it for ourselves. We don't have employees, so everyone's an independent contractor.
Yeah.
I will not allow somebody to work with people until we have an independent contractor agreement. You have proof of your certification and proof of your liability insurance.
Yeah.
I have to have those on file before we even talk.
Sure.
And the excuse of, well, my old gym that I used to work for, I did classes through them, but I don't have my certificates.
Yeah.
Well, then it didn't really happen.
Yeah.
It just didn't. Plus, then you don't have anything to actually go supply to get liability insurance.
Sure.
So I am really big on kind of that side of things, obviously education, because that makes you better at what you're going to do. If you're going to help people, that's part of it.
Yeah.
But then the insurance part is really super important just to make sure you're covered. You don't get taken for everything you've worked hard for.
Right.
Just because somebody does something silly,
Yeah.
So I don't know, would be my suggestion for somebody that is interested in truly getting started in pursuing either a hobby or a side gig, or even if a full-on profession in the fitness is, you got to start with your education first.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like I just got chewed out for I'm in trouble for nothing.
For nothing. I was just answering the question.
No, I know you were. You just
I'm
sometimes
sorry,
you just
been
get
directed.
you just get this look in your eye where I'm just like, shit.
Does she know what I
Smile and
told
nod.
people?
Smile and nod. Smile and nod. She has no idea I'm running a side fitness.
It's would that be the time to ask to link it to the naturalfitnesscoach.com page?
So if you would like to follow my...
If you'd like to be an online client for me,
No, absolutely not.
CaleighCoaches.com.
Coach Caleigh.
Coach Caleigh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, here's the beginning of the next big thing.
No, I love it. And I love your passion for it, because I think there are less and less people out there that are actually doing it the right way. As anybody with an Instagram account can call themselves Coach Caleigh and
Just change your bio.
change your bio and and look like the real deal, which is kind of scary. And so you do need to be careful of who you're following, who you're putting your time, money, trust, and health into.
Yeah. And in addition, once you get started, I feel like the best trainers do the continuing education. You keep learning, right? So that's the first stop is, where do you want to teach the classes, and are there any requirements on who they want your certification to be from, or what, because there's a difference between certified personal trainer certificates, group fitness.
Yeah.
There's a variety of them based on what you want to do. So truly know what you're going to do, where you want to coach or train people, and then follow those guidelines. And from there, every 2 years, you have to prove that you've done continuing education units, CEUs, for you to be able to renew for the next 2 years. Yeah. And so a lot of them will offer free ones. If you read the monthly article, you could take a quick little quiz and add them up over time. But I have chosen to go the route where I just have then done extra certifications. I've kind of collected them over the years, because every 2 years you've got to do your CPR, you've got to do your cycle of everything. And so you just have to stay up to date with everything. But it's crazy, because just in my 13, 14 years in I've been doing it, guidelines have changed. Yeah. Calculations for macros have changed. Yeah. CPR has changed over the years, because it's you don't necessarily have to give the breaths anymore. You're doing the chest compressions and you're doing 30, and so things change, and there's a reason for it. You can't just be one and done. And that certification is expired for a reason. And again, if you let it expire, then you don't have your insurance, and it just kind of builds. So I don't know. I think it's something where it's really important. So
Clearly.
clearly. I
Clearly.
think if you are going to be in this industry, you should stay current.
Be legit. Do it right.
Be legit. Do it right. Don't don't cut the corners. Don't.
Right. Which is why I'm not.
You're just giving the underhand.
They call me corner cutting Caleigh.
Oh, we really should be writing down like all of your nicknames because at this point we've got quite the list going.
We do have a list.
It is really important. So that's to answer Armand's question, and I don't know, it probably kind of put me on a little bit on a soapbox that I am very passionate about because
we love Sarah. We love it. That's why we call you Soapbox Sara.
Soapbox Sara. It is not an industry that's very well regulated.
She's still going. Here she goes again.
Here I am. Kind of like supplements, not well regulated. This is also another one that you can just, it's unfortunate, but it happens. So
we love it. And we love Armand. And we love that he took the time to reach out to us and tell us that he loves to listen. And
so Armand, thank you for listening, submitting your question. If you have any other questions,
reach out.
Yeah,
we love to hear from people. We don't hear from people enough.
Yeah. Definitely ask us. Find a way to send it in, and we'll answer you for sure. I mean, I did write back right away, so he had a more immediate response. He didn't have to wait for us to record and publish one, but now we can tag him to this episode and you can hear the full deal. So there we go. That's it. I mean, I feel like Caleigh thinks this one should be ending now because the tacos are here.
Yes, they smell really good. Are we only 10 minutes in?
No, it's almost 20. So it's a little bit of a shorter one, but it is a Q&A.
Okay.
And so, without completely going down the deep end on a totally different topic, I think we can just end this one short and got it all answered. But if you have any questions on my certifications or ones out there, ask us.
Yeah.
We'll definitely share them. So there we go. That's all we got. So until next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to head over to our Instagram at Nacho Fitness Coach and let us know how you feel about the topic. Do you love it or hate it?
Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening. And if you like our podcast, leave us a rating. See you next time.
You've been listening to Euphony Innovatives Sonified.